The Our Watch guide on safe to speak cultures will help people in culture teams to meet their positive duty obligations and create an environment where all employees feel safe, confident and supported. A safe to speak culture is one where employees feel psychologically safe to raise concerns without fear of retribution. The first one is lead from the top, making sure that your organisational policies are really clear about what you will and will not tolerate, that you articulate to your employees the type of behaviour that you really value and consider appropriate for your workplace, and to make it clear the processes and the way that people will be supported if they do come forward. I think it's important to make sure that reporting processes are easy and straightforward, so that's not an additional barrier for people coming forward. The second one is about encouraging employee voices. It's important to know that the way that people feel safe to speak up can look different from person to person. This can be through formal feedbacks like employee engagement survey, it can be through online incident reporting, it can be through open and honest two-way communication with leaderships, or potentially even an external whistleblower service. And lastly, I would say building psychological safety. And I think it's important that this is built on a day-to-day basis. The way that you respond to employee raising a concern with you, no matter what the magnitude of that concern is, will help to create that environment of trust. If you respond accordingly to concerns which are more simple in nature, it will mean that employees have that assurance that you will respond accordingly if they need to come to you to talk about something more serious like workplace sexual harassment. There's many ways that we can measure how well we're doing in creating a safe to speak workplace. So if you've got an employee engagement survey, add some questions in there around, do you feel safe to speak up? Benchmarking that to other organisations in your sector will give you a really accurate representation of how well you're doing compared to the others of a similar organisation and size to yours. Looking at the feedback that comes through your exit interview surveys can also be a really critical factor in understanding why people are leaving your organisation, and does that have some underlying concerns with regards to your culture. Diversity metrics, if you've got a really diverse workforce, it's a strong indicator that you've created a safe environment for people to thrive in. If you notice concerns in these indicators, you can then run focus groups to understand what the barriers are for people feeling safe to speak up. We know that the majority of bystanders do not intervene. We need to understand why this is the case and take actions to create an environment where people feel safe to do so. One of the simplest ways that employers can do that is through bystander training and creating a culture not only where it's safe to speak up, but where employees feel that they will be appropriately supported if they do come forward to raise concerns. Giving positive reinforcement when people do come forward is really important, so they feel that their contribution and their actions are valued and appreciated by the organisation. Safe to speak workplaces are a crucial part of addressing sexual harassment and discrimination at work. By creating environments where employees know their voice will be heard and respected, you will create a culture where people, teams, and businesses can thrive.